There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes of all teenagers, welcome. Welcome to tonight's stream. We're back with some more HOA-approved housing in Jamaica Plains. All right. We have 8 more buildings. Let's see. We've got the 2 sets of 2, so that's 4, 7. Yeah, 8. 8 more buildings at the start of the stream, which means at the end of the stream we should have 7 more buildings to complete. We're very close. We're very, very close. Oh man, it really just comes down to what am I going to do with these last 7? What am I to do with these last 7? So I have given some thought to the idea of turning one of the structures into a mixed-use building. It's not going to be the one that we're working on today. That will likely be tomorrow's stream, or the night after. But today, we're working on this little guy. So I came across this as a problem yesterday when we were deciding which of these buildings to work on. This is a very, very narrow structure, making it a little difficult for us to do anything with it in a home, you know, in terms of constructing an actual home. It does make it very difficult. Impossible? Probably not, but extremely difficult. So we'll see. We'll need to try a few things out, probably. But let's start with getting some of the walls up and running. We are going to be working with the Clean Wall Theme 0 today, because I've got a lot of Themes 1 and 3, and a couple of Theme 2s in the area, if we count the police department and the post office with the delivery section. But yeah, if we're going to actually take this seriously, we're probably going to build another Theme 0, similar in palette to that structure right there. Of course, the layout's going to be very different. I don't really know how we're going to do the layout, but that's what today is about. We're going to figure it all out, hopefully, and get going from there. Okay. All right. Apologies if I seem a little lower energy than usual. It has been quite the long day. You know, nothing particularly strenuous, just a long day in general. I'm making a few lifestyle changes, and you know, it's taken some time to get used to them. They're important lifestyle changes. I'm glad I'm making them. But, well, you know, with any change comes growing pains. So just going with it at this point. Really just going with it. Seeing what we can do. Okay, I think that's the layout I want for those walls back there. We're going to need the half wall piece, of course. But for the front section... let's see. How are we going to work on this? Ooh, yeah, we'll just do it like this, actually. I needed to visualize a little bit of what I might be doing with this structure. So let's get these half walls put in. I'll put the corners in after I've got all of the wall pieces prepped. All right, wonderful. Now we can put in the corners. All right, cool. So with the 2 of you, and then for you, we will use standard door. Yup. All right. Now, once we're on the interior here, here's how this is going to work. Here's what we're doing. We're going to turn this section here into the stairs up to the 2nd floor, which means we're going to wall off a section of this. We want interior clean. Go with you. Yep. Okay, you are placed properly. Good. Good. We're gonna go with you. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We're gonna use the green. Because we need a default color to work with here. And I'd rather not have to place a wallpaper to create a default color. For the walls that don't need it, at the very least. Okay, and then I'll have to replace you and the door and you. No, not the door. I don't replace the door. That's right. That's right, I do not replace the door. Just the shared pieces, because the door doesn't have multiple color options. Okay. Okay, so the stairs will go up. The window will be not, the window's not in the way of the stairs, which is why I'm good with the window being here. And then we'll go... I think we'll go like this. We'll come over here. All right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that creates a pretty solid flow for the rooms. This will be the kitchen. This will be the living room. Upstairs is where we will place the bathrooms. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. I guess I didn't need you to be green, did I? Just that guy back there, because we'll need to put green wallpaper in here. And there. Okay. Well, then to save us trouble later, I'll just go ahead and place you as the white piece. There we go. And then we'll go into the wallpapers. All right. All right, let's start with the kitchen. Because the kitchen's pretty standardized. We know what we're going for in here. We know exactly what we're going for in here. Interior materials. Go with you first because we've got multiple of you. Now we'll go you. We'll need you twice. Wonderful. And we'll come on over here and grab you. All right, wonderful. We will need to replace the carpeted sections, but before we do that, and I know I usually go directly for the carpeted sections, before I do that, we'll go ahead and replace the wallpapers in the main space as well. All the way back here. There we go. Nice standard green. Then we need this guy 3 times, I think. Is it? 1, 2, yeah, 3 times. I know I technically don't need a doorway right here. Or rather, you know, some sort of frame for the doorway right here, but I like it. I like it. It does create a little bit of a separation of spaces. Not that it's entirely necessary, but it creates one, and I don't know, I think it helps. I think it helps separate the uses of the different spaces a bit. You know, you don't bring anything muddy or dirty past the door, and you don't bring it up the stairs either. All right, great. Yeah, all right, let's go for those carpeted, or rather tiles, because it's not a carpet that we're putting in, it's some tiles for cleanliness. Ooh, if only there was green checkerboard pattern floor pieces we could use. Ah, well. We'll go with you. And with you. Okay, cool. Now that we've got those placed in, we've got some other pieces that need placing. We've got the backsplash that we need to place, and because green is our living room and hallway color, we're going to have the green backsplash that we work with here. So back into wallpapered, share wallpapers, and oh, there we go. We want the white and green backsplash. There it is. It's turned around, isn't it? Yep. Wonderful. I'll go the same with you. And with you. Ah, that's right. It's not 64. That would be 128 because it's a full block section. Obviously. All right, beautiful. Now we just lower them all. All right, cool. And then for this guy over here, here's what we're gonna do. Because I knew this guy was gonna be a little bit of trouble. We're gonna grab one of you. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, wonderful. All right. Now it just comes down to actually placing the kitchen pieces. which is going to be the interesting, a little bit difficult part. And hello, Al. Glad to have you here again. And yes, I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. You know, today is my mom's birthday, and I would have streamed at a different time if the family hadn't already decided, hey, we're gonna go celebrate tomorrow instead, because everyone's out of town, so we're gonna do that. But yeah, pretty solid day. Pretty solid day. All right, yeah, they're not going to rotate you. We're going to move you up here, and then I'll put a longer section over there. Yeah, okay. To line us up properly. Actually, man, we are lined up as close as I can possibly make us. All right, then. And we'll do the same thing over here. That was negative, so this would be positive. All right, awesome. Yeah, we'll just fit a long section on that end, and we'll be all good. We will be all good. My audio sounds a little too mouthy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but all of like the mouth noises that you make when you speak and you don't necessarily notice them unless you're recording yourself or you're speaking into a microphone and hearing it. I can hear all the little clicks and everything, and this is not an ASMR stream, so I'm gonna take a drink real quick. All right, that should be good for a bit. Well, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. I will definitely make sure to let her know. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. It is very kind. All right. Okay, I think that's good. And then we'll go 90 that way. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Great. Great. I could move it. I could center it, couldn't I? I could center it. Okay, how much room do we have until we hit that wall there? Okay. Then, yep, we'll go right there. And that works perfectly. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's not going to be a very usable cabinet, but it works in terms of the total usage of space. I'm happy with that part of it. All right. All right. You know, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and decorate the kitchen, and then we'll put the ceiling on. That way I have room for the stairs and everything so that it all connects properly and I don't have to reorganize where the stairs are going to go. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the kitchen first, and then I'll come in here, do the wallpaper trims and everything else for the living room and the hallway sections, and that'll be good. Okay, time of day is fine for a little bit longer. Let's get to work. All right, OC Decorator, kitchen and dining, kitchenware and supplies. We'll start with this guy, as we always do. Well, usually do, not always. I'll just say usually. Let's go for a tea kettle. And then you know what? I don't think I really need to put anything on the back burners. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the back burners. We're going to go ahead and place the toaster back here, away from the sink. We'll go ahead and put the hot plate over here as well. Now we've got a little bit of a breakfast nook. Not exactly a breakfast nook, but you know what I'm going for here. You can tell. You guys are pretty smart. And it's not like this is rocket science. No, this is... At worst, it's geometry. Like, it's not that much at all. All right, we'll go ahead and put our coffee stuff over here. Because it's Boston. They might have access to tea, but they're going to be drinking a lot more coffee. Kind of important to American history that Bostonians are not the biggest tea drinkers. That's true. Geometry can get very weird, especially if we're working in 3D spaces with 3D objects. And I guess we technically are, but really the worst we've done with geometry has been the Starfort walls. That was kind of the most tedious thing with geometry that we ever did for the build. So I think we're good. I think we're okay. Unless we come up with something else that's terrifyingly boring to work with. We'll go ahead and place you over here. I wonder why Bostonians aren't fans of tea. I wonder. Why could they possibly not be fans of tea? It does bother me quite a bit that the revolution was started in part because of a 2% tax on tea, and now I have, now I have to pay a tax for the place that I live. That does bother me quite a bit. But it did solidify this country as a coffee drinking country. So there's that. Even though I will say, I don't drink coffee, and I do prefer iced tea. I do prefer iced tea. I'm not a big hot drink fan in general. Like, I don't know, I just don't really drink a lot of hot drinks. You know, okay, hot chocolate occasionally when it's the right season. But in general, I don't really drink hot drinks. It's not really my thing. Like, I know that they can be good. I know that they're delicious to a lot of people. But if I'm going to drink something, I prefer that it is cold and crisp. And preferably, either required for you to live or just mountains of sugar. No, no, just, I don't know, a cold, crisp drink is more my thing than a hot drink. You can have cold drinks pretty much all year round, but hot drinks, it only really works. Like a hot drink only really works in certain scenarios. Super early in the morning, super late at night, or a super cold climate. At least for me, anyway. I'm sure it's different for hot drink enjoyers out there. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. That's a nice little detail you gave me there, Al. Okay. Okay. Well, that certainly narrows it down. Unless you're tricking me again, which clearly, if yesterday's anything to go off of, I am very easy to trick. Very easy to lie to. All right, let's change the weather and the time of day. All right, do I want to place anything down? I guess I could place down larger pots and pans and everything, but I'm just gonna say that that's all tucked away in the cabinets, you know? You know, like a pan is something you use pretty much every day for a variety of food items. And all the rest of these either are things that are supposed to be on the counter or really only make sense to place on the counter. Pots and pans, you can just place in the cabinets mostly. Okay, I'll grant the colander is probably something you would place in a cabinet. Yeah, we're good there. I like it. I like it. Now, ooh, yeah, let's go and change the weather again. I forgot, I have to change the time before I change the weather. Otherwise it causes weird problems. Ah, no malarkey, huh? No malarkey. Okay. Well, that does make things interesting. Certainly does make things interesting. You know what? Because I don't know it off the top of my head, I'm going to go ahead and look it up. It's probably something super, super simple to guess that it's probably like one of the first 3 things I'd think of. Ooh, there we go. I keep bumping into this thing. All right, so at least from what I looked up, it's saying Brazil is the largest coffee producing country. So does that mean you're Brazilian? Because if so, awesome. I had a really good friend who was a roommate for a while. He was from Brazil. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. We want that rotated like that. There we go. Oh, cool. Cool. I know, I finally got it. It only took you spelling it out for me. No, that's cool. Where in Brazil? If you're comfortable giving me that detail. I just realized I asked you a question that I definitely wouldn't answer myself, so don't don't feel obligated to answer that one. Oh, cool. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, my buddy was from Sao Paulo. That's really cool. Ah, I see. I see. That's what the Imperial City bit was about. Well, that's very cool. I gotta brush up on my Brazilian history. I used to be great at world history stuff. I gotta well, okay. I still am pretty solid with world history stuff, but as I'm sure you well know, American history courses usually focus, if we're talking world history, American history classes tend to focus on Europe and the Middle East, and a little bit in Asia. We're not the best at teaching about South America. We're not the best at it here. Yeah, I don't have enough opinions on Sao Paulo to really give you, a concrete, like, I don't know, some sort of detailed answer on the place. But from what he said, he misses home. So, yeah. That's about all the opinion on it I need at this point, All right. Let's see. I'm happy with the kitchen. Happy with all that. That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, I think the most important thing is that every country has a really good history program about their own country. Because the vast majority of the people that live in that country are going to end up staying in that country, not moving to another country. So why not make sure that your own country's history is very well taught? Which is another problem that we have here in the United States, but I don't want to get into that right now. It'll be another me yapping episode where I just talk about things that upset me for 2 hours while I try to get things done here in Fallout and end up failing. Not be the best use of my time today. I don't know. I could certainly save that for another episode. Oh, 2 hours away by car. All right. All right. Yeah, homesickness really does hit hard sometimes. I'm not, of the people in my family, I'm not the most homesick for my hometown in California, but I do miss it. I do miss it on occasion, mostly because of the people, because of my friends that were there, not necessarily because you know, I'd prefer living in California over the Midwest. But I get it. I get it, man. Sometimes it sucks being away from home. Or sometimes it's just nostalgia. Maybe it's not even, you know, maybe it's not even that the new place sucks. Sometimes it's just nostalgia. But in the case of my friend, he was very upset that he was in the Midwest. He was very upset. He did not think that that things were being done well here, and I really didn't have much of an opinion. Well, I hope that that your uni stuff goes well. How far along are you? How many years in? I guess the better question: what does a typical stay at university in Brazil look like? Like, how many years are you usually there? Alright, I think we got all the wallpapers taken care of pretty well. We don't need to worry about this guy, because we're putting stairs here. So it's not the biggest concern, right? Not the biggest concern. Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting putting things on this second floor, that's for sure. That's for sure. We'll see. We'll see. It's, yeah, interesting is kind of the only phrase I can use to describe it at this point. Unless I would have put the stairs there, but that wouldn't work because we need a 4-section. We need a 4-section, not a 3-section. Otherwise, the stairs just move into a wall, and no NPC would be able to travel that way. It's what it is. Oh, of course, we've got the one here at the door we need to place. Alright, year 8 already. Oh boy. Oh boy. No, I totally get that, man. I totally get that. You know, you'll never you'll never hear me go ahead and chastise anyone for having a long stay in university. I've got my own stories, man. So I originally came to the school that I'm at for an architecture program. We've got a good architecture program here. And that was, and if you were going to enter into the architecture program, first you had to test in. They needed to make sure that you were skilled enough to do so. So I did, I tested in, and then there was the understanding that this was a set program. You were going to be here for 5 years. You have no real say in the matter. It's going to be 5 years. However, at the end of those 5 years, you're going to have a master's degree instead of a 6-year to 7-year program that a master's degree can usually take, depending on what your program happens to be and how quickly you can get classes done. But it was going to be 5 years. It was going to be a set 5 years, and it was only going to be 5 years, which is like, okay, well, 5 years is a long time, but that's shorter than a standard program. The trade-off, of course, is that it's a very rigorous program. Very, very rigorous program. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Because if it's a rigorous program, that the assumption, of course, is that it's a good program. And it was. It was a very, very good architecture program here. And I'm glad I got to experience a portion of that. Well, COVID hit in the spring semester of my first year at this school, and nobody was prepared for the online transition. Now, we already offered a lot of online courses, but we did not expect to need to switch everybody over immediately to an online system. And the worst part is that the architecture program, the first year of the architecture program for everybody in it, requires that all of your work is done by hand on drafting boards with sheets of draft paper. But this is an online course now, or at least it had to switch over to becoming an online course, which meant somehow all of the teachers from their homes, completely unequipped to perform their duties online, let alone without any of the training to do their things online, because most of my instructors were in their 50s and 60s, with an exception here or there, but they were also, the exceptions were also not native English speakers. So there was a little bit of a language barrier, and that's obviously nothing against them. You know, it's a very difficult thing for anybody to learn a language, and I applaud them for doing so and for teaching in a foreign language. That's got to be one of the most difficult things in the world to do. But what it did mean is that we had basically no way, at least for my class, we had basically no way of knowing the kind of work we needed to do, or how to turn in that work, or, in several cases, what the specific assignment was asking for, because communication was just terrible. I also found out that year that because of a disability of mine, it was nearly impossible for me to actually do well in the architecture program without 3 or 4 times as much time and effort put into it as the rest of my class. So, to be a very quick bit, my eyes, we'll switch over here very quickly. My eyes, they look and operate, to the rest of the world as if both of them work perfectly fine. My right eye, which is this one here, I don't know if the camera flips for you guys, but my right eye does not actually process any light as a visible element, which means to me it looks like I'm just looking out of one eye. Imagine wearing an eye patch. It essentially works the same way, because during natal development, the nerves at the back of my eye, part of the eye stalk, the nerve endings attached to the eye in just such a way that they are actually offset by just a small enough of a degree that the eye still became a healthy eye. It didn't atrophy, it didn't die off, it didn't need to be removed, but I can't process light through it, which means my hand-eye coordination is all off. Now, I've lived my whole life having to adjust my hand-eye coordination. The last thing I was expecting was to need to adjust that for draft work. And when I realized I needed 3 or 4 times as much time or effort to do this, and I explained this to my instructors said, sucks to suck, gotta do things on time, or not at all. So I left the program. I'm glad I left the program, because I was not gonna be able to function in an environment that wasn't going to try and actually help me succeed. So I left the program, and then after leaving the program, I bounced around from degree to degree, and it's now been 5 years for me. And this year is when I should have graduated with the architecture degree. It just happens sometimes, man. It just happens. I get it. Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah. I've several friends in chemistry programs. Oof. That sucks. That sucks. All right. So now that I've finished with story time with Christian, let's go ahead and work on the downstairs space. We're gonna have 2 living room spaces, I think. The downstairs we're gonna put the dining. In fact, this might just be the dining room. Yeah, I'm just gonna make this the dining room. Second floor we'll put the living room on, as well as one of the bathrooms. And the third floor will be the master and the master bath. And maybe another bedroom attachment? I don't know. We'll see. But this is just going to be a dining room. That makes so much more sense. And it would be period accurate because people still built dining rooms in the 50s. Dining rooms aren't much of a thing here in the United States anymore. Not really much of a thing. Not the biggest thing out here anymore. Let's see. We want tables. A home. Yeah, we'll grab one of the nice fancy dinner tables. Also, Ranger Bravo, nice to have you back. Nice to have you back. All my colleagues I entered the course with have all graduated. Literally, no, I get it. I get it, man. It's tough. One of my roommates, in fact, my roommate who just left last month, at the beginning of last month, he was my roommate from college. He was my roommate for my freshman year. He's a great guy, great friend. We've been roommates all these last 5 years, and we were both in the architecture program. So while I got to see him progress and succeed at all this, I kind of just had to grit my teeth and figure out what I was going to do, and however long it would take me to do it. It was a little bittersweet seeing him leave. A little bittersweet. I'm glad he's doing what he loves, and I'm glad he succeeded at it. At the same time, you know, it can be tough. It can be tough. You can feel like you were kind of left behind with things, even if the things that you needed to change for were important things. You know, like I mean, you, as you've said, you had a daughter. I imagine you wouldn't go back and say, "No, I'd rather finish up school than, you know, have my child." A child's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. All right, let's go ahead and move this back. Oh, we wanted 0.5, not minus 0.5, so we'll go like you. All right, that's good. That's good there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I would like to be in a similar boat, although I would like to, you know, probably wait a little bit before that. I'm glad I'm not in that boat now, because I am certainly not in a position that would be good to have children at the moment. But that would be really cool one day, for sure. For sure. But to answer your earlier question, my program now, for the last 2.5 years, well, technically 3 years, but, you know, my family's had several health problems come up and all kinds of stuff, so I've needed to take time in between. But for the last 2.5 years, my program has been journalism and mass communications with a focus on photography, because it's the only way you can get the photography program at the school I'm at. So yeah, photography, videography, all of the editing skills, all of that stuff, that's what my degree is for. Or the one I'm working on at the very least. I've got a couple classes I need to finish up. I say a couple. I've got like 12 to 18 credit hours I need to finish up. And I'm debating whether or not to finish them up. You know? Part of me wants to, just to say that it's over and done with, because I don't like to leave things unfinished. Another part of me has wanted nothing more than to just not touch it ever again, because not a big fan of school. Not a big fan of school, and have had lots of reasons to not comply. But we'll see. We'll see. The blessing is that I'm not in a position where I need to make a decision right now. I do have time to wait, and it's probably a smart thing that I do. And that I actually consider all of my options before rushing into something. The curse, though, is that, you know, there is a clock on these things. College or university is very time consuming and can become a lot more difficult the older that you get. So if I'm going to do it, it would make the most sense for me not to wait too long to get it done. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Well, thank you for saying it sounds fancy. It's not super fancy, it's just a lot of unnecessarily fancy ways of saying I am very good at taking pictures and filming things and editing things if I need to. Really, the reason I went into this program is because I wanted to make sure that I had good skills to do this kind of thing. Not necessarily to become a professional video editor or a professional photographer or something, but you know, I've got the skills. I just need the portfolio to match it. All right, table is centered. We love it. We love it. That looks great. We'll put a nice traditional painting up there, or maybe a portrait or something. I don't know. Well, let's get the chairs in order before we worry about all that. We'll go seats. We'll go mods. We want the restored Federalist stuff from back here. Or renovated Federalist. Yeah, there we go. We'll go with the green. The nice matching green. Cool. We love that. We love that. Come on. There we go. And all right. You know what? Yeah, I'll move you so that you line up with the separation instead of the actual leaf itself. All right, cool. Cool. We're definitely going to need to move the seats in, at least on the sides. That way NPCs can walk around them, because I can't even walk around them, and if I can't walk around them, there's no way on on Todd's Green Earth, because this is a game that that they'll be able to move around them. All right, so it's the Y-axis to move these guys in. All right, that'll have to do. That'll have to do, and we'll move you guys in as well. All right, wonderful. Wonderful. If they don't end up sitting down, oh well, they don't end up sitting down. It is a set piece. It's a set piece I'd like to be functional, but it doesn't need to be at the end of the day. It doesn't need to be completely functional at the very least. All right, we are just about an hour in. We're making good time, but we've got a lot more to do than I initially thought we did, so let's try and turn this around a little bit for us. Okay, instead of putting out a full place setting here, we're just going to place something in the middle, and then maybe a couple of ashtrays on either side. Yeah, just make it a bit simple here, and then we'll do some stuff on the walls, maybe put a cabinet up or something, and move on from there. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, I hope that little story about my my academic history kind of gives a little bit more insight into why I'm a very detail-oriented person when it comes to designing these houses. You know, there's a part of me that's always going to be in that mindset, that designer mindset. It just doesn't really leave you. But it's a lot easier to do in a 3D space like this than on a sheet of paper. Just works a lot better that way. For me, at least, you know. For me. And it's fun because it's a game. It's not, you know, it's not a client that's going to make 300 changes to their request within 2 weeks of the initial meeting. All right, nice. It's very simple, but I like it. It fits the space. It fits the space. And you know what? We don't have too many of these narrow houses to work with. I say that. It looks like all of these houses are narrow houses. They're not. They're not. We don't have too many of these kinds of houses around here. We really don't. Okay, on this wall, we're going to go with a nice big painting, because it's just a perfect spot for a nice large canvas, you know? Perfect spot. We could go with the classic, you know? The classic. I mean, we gotta. It's been a while since we've placed Todd Howard. Yeah, we love Todd Howard painting. Oh, man. That's beautiful. All right, and then on this wall, because I haven't placed enough of these, and it's not like I'm really likely to go back and place a bunch of them, especially because I'd get very turned around and forget which houses already have them. I'll place you. And then on this wall, we'll place the clock. The only diploma. Well, you know what? I would love a diploma in that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? More useful than liberal arts. I would know. That's my associate's degree. That's my associate's degree. I'll have to dig it up. I've got a very funny picture of myself holding the big post that has liberal arts on it at the community college that I was at in high school, because I had a dual program in high school. I was a high school student and a community college student. It was a lot. It was a lot, but got this beautiful picture of me holding the liberal arts sign. And yeah, a degree in farting and sleeping, I would rather have that. Let me be completely honest. I'd rather have that. So much more useful. So much more useful. I'm sure you could get actual jobs doing that. Well, jobs that mean something at the very least. All right. Let's see, just a couple more things here, and then we'll move on to the second floor. We need containers home. Looking for you. Yeah. Nice. Place one of you back here. Try and get you lined up at the feet. You know, I never do this for anything else, but in this game really makes me pay attention to feet. And I'm not happy about it. Not super happy about having to pay attention to feet in this game. Alright, we'll go with you. We could put something over here, but I don't really want to mess with the threshold in case there's trouble with NPC pathing. So I'll just leave it at you. Make sure to put the doors on you. Yeah, we'll go from there. We'll go from there. Alright, cool. Cool. Well, with that, let's go ahead and put in the ceiling for all the other people. Oh, hold on. One more thing. I keep doing this. I keep doing this to myself. OC Decorator. Doing household personal effects. We are looking for an umbrella stand. Do we want a clean or unclean umbrella stand? We place a lot of the unclean umbrella stands. Let's go for a clean umbrella stand. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll go with you as well. Nice. All right, now we'll go ahead and do the rest of that. That seemed like a very small change, I know, but it's something I would notice, and because it's something I would notice, I gotta make the exception for it. All right, cool. Yeah, we will go ahead and place a bathroom in that back section. probably use a half wall section over there. So instead, we'll actually go ahead and split you. All right. Yeah, nice. Nice. And then in here, go ahead and line this up. And that should be, ooh, dead center. All right, cool. Cool. It might not look entirely dead center, but that's because this wall actually, as a half wall, it takes up about 8 units of space for each of the floor pieces. But that is dead center. That is dead center on the actual piece itself, which is very helpful. All right, we'll go ahead and put in the undamaged ceiling fan. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, we'll put something here. Why not? We don't need to be too cautious about placing this guy. Just as long as we can just about match it up. All right, nice. Nice. Yeah. Works pretty well. All right, cool. Cool. We don't have any doors to place yet, which is very strange. We usually have doors to place by this point. 1 or 2 doors to place by this point. But we are now an hour and 10 minutes in. We need to start moving on this thing. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Let's keep going. We want shell kit, classic. I'm gonna grab you. And you. And then we'll grab you. And you. And then, because this will be part of the hallway section now, we will need this guy. And the back one over here, this is part of the bathroom, so we'll just use the standard white piece. And then for the windows, to match them all up, we will go with the triple. Oh, and then I'll put in the corners for these pieces, of course. That would be helpful. That would be very helpful. Okay, corners. And then we're all good. All right, nice. Nice. So yeah, that'll be the bathroom, so I'll go ahead and wall that off. And then this will be the living room space. And then, of course, more stairs to the third floor. Sorry, I'm trying to pop my big toe on my foot right now. It's very tense, and there's no reason for it to be, and it's been tense all day. Give me a second here. Probably sounds like a weird thing to be complaining about. But, you know, similar to popping your fingers, you can, and if you're walking around all day, it feels really good to go ahead and pop your toes. It's a very weird thing for me to talk about, and I'm a little uncomfortable now talking about this on air. But it's a real thing. You will never get feet pics. That I can promise. You will never see me open an OnlyFans and sell feet pics, I can guarantee you that. Alright, if this section is being used, then that means I need to go ahead and split this into two of the half-wall pieces. Where we've got an interior piece and a hallway piece, or rather a living room piece, one or the other. Okay, and then from the outside it'll look like that, which is a very interesting... Oh, hold on. I need to move these two walls around, don't I? There we go. That's better. That's much better. Alright, cool. Cool, and then the third floor will have all the windows in all the right places because we won't need to move them around again. Okay, let's get those half walls into place. Let's get them all set up. So, where I'm sure the assumption would be for me to place the door here, because it does make the most sense in terms of the placement of all the other objects, that I would probably place the door there. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to move it over to that side so that the window swings inwards. I also need to replace this window, I know, but we'll do the door first. There we go. Then on this section, nice, we placed the door. I am actually going to replace those with the green versions, aren't I? Yes, I am. Why did I not do that the first time? What is my problem? Not that difficult to realize that I needed to do that. But to answer the question of what my problem is, I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, even if I knew. Even if I knew. Okay. That's better. That's much better. Okay, in terms of putting on the wallpapers, or rather the wallpaper trim, we shouldn't have much trouble. You know, we're gonna have several triple pieces we need to place, but shouldn't be the end of the world. Okay. Okay, let's worry about the bathroom before I worry about any of these other bits. We'll do that. Okay, wallpaper for the bathroom. Or rather, we'll put the carpet tile in first. That one's the easier one to work with, isn't it? Rather, the first one I should expect to work with. All right, cool. Cool. And then we'll work with the bathroom stuff. So we need you. And I just passed what we needed. Okay. I am totally on the ball today, guys. Definitely. 100%. No trouble whatsoever. No trouble. Do not call an ambulance. I am not suffering from some kind of brain problem. The fact that I described it as a brain problem clearly means I'm not suffering from some kind of brain problem. No, I don't know. It's just been a long day, I guess. Couldn't tell you much else about it. All right, good. Good, we got all those. We've built out a billion of these before. We know how we're doing this. We know what's going on. We know what's up. All right, let's go for it. Homemaker. Well, no, we don't need Homemaker yet because this is not the master bathroom. We need miscellaneous bathroom. All right, realistically, that's about as centered as I'm going to be able to get that without driving the amount of time that we have way too low. And then over here, we'll go for the sink. All right, wonderful. Wonderful. I should probably center them. Why not? Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Nice. Okay. We'll go for you. Grab the toilet paper rack. We'll move it a little bit back on the y-axis. That's right, not on the x-axis. Wonderful. Great, there we go. All right, cool. What's important is that the newspaper and the toilet paper are not on the same side, so you don't accidentally make a mistake when you're grabbing for something to wipe with. That's the big concern. All right, nice. We got all that taken care of. Yeah, okay. We won't place the door or the ceiling piece yet, because that's all going to depend on how I place the master bedroom on the third. So we'll wait for that. But for now, we'll go ahead and place all of the wallpaper trim. Starting with the easiest ones to place and moving up from there. Alright, great. We'll grab you and do the same. This time, of course, I'll click you. And then we need 3 triples. There we go. That's better. And then one more on this wall. And hopefully we'll be good to work from there. Seems like it. Okay, cool. Cool. We've got a few things we need to place, of course. We need to go ahead and place the balcony railing. So we need Snappy Kit, or rather Shell Kit. Obviously it's in Snappy builds. Yeah, we need Shell Kit, balconies, and then you two. And grab a couple of our ledge pieces. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not gonna worry too much about that, but it's certainly not what I expected. Anyway, now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and see how we're gonna line all of the living room stuff up here. How is that gonna look? We can put a couch right up against the railing here. TV on that end. We could have a table here, maybe some bookshelves on this section. And then up to the third floor. Yeah, okay. I like that. I like that a lot. That is what we will do. That is what we will do. We'll start with the table and the TV, then go for the couch. Interesting. Okay, maybe I go for the Homemaker version. Furniture, surfaces, end tables? No, it wouldn't be end tables. I guess it could be coffee and dining tables. Probably not. Are we 0 for 2? We're 0 for 2. All right, counters and cabinets, probably not going to be in here either. Are we 0 for 3? Oh, we're definitely going to be 0 for 3. Are you kidding me? Okay, you're making sure. Okay. Well. There it is. X minus 1. Yeah, I did need that minus 1. Okay. Cool. We got the cabinet there. Now we'll go ahead and place our TV on top. Apologies for all of the pauses. I'm just trying to keep myself on track here. All right, we're good there. That's all good. And then... pretty good job. Alright, I'm happy with that. I know that the TV itself is tilted a little bit, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Oh, come on. There we go. You probably think it's odd that I spend all of this time trying to get myself back up into this location. It is very odd. You would be correct. I don't have a great reasoning for it. It's just something I do. Alright, nice. Now, we could match that. We definitely could match that. With a matching chair. Alright, that's good. Over in this section here, we're going to turn all that into a reading nook. We've got you. We've got some room. I could probably put a coffee table in the center. You know what? We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll put a coffee table in the center. And then in here, we'll place a side table. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We've got nav. Definitely can make it around. Will they? I don't know. Can they? Yes. And just to make sure that they can. There we go. We'll move it closer to into the actual cabinet. We'll place you. And that's pretty good blocking. Yeah, that's pretty solid blocking. However, if this is the pathway, then the table should probably be over here. Right? You know what? To match the coffee table, we'll go with the smaller end table. Just to match it. Alright, yeah. That works for me. How are we doing on time, ladies and gentlemen? We are halfway through the stream. Almost an hour 40. Okay, over here, we're turning this into a reading nook. So I'm going to line this wall with bookshelves. And then put some seating in the other section. Or instead of seating, I could put a... Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. I could put a pool table. Maybe not a reading nook, but we could take the books, sit on over at the couch, and read them there. You know what? Yeah, we'll do that. We don't place many pool tables. I think we've placed one other pool table in this entire city, and that's at the 4th rail. I like that. Yeah, we'll do that. Miscellaneous recreation. There we go. Pool table. Okay, every time with these stupid walls. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we'll scale you down a little bit. Make it easier for people to move around you, and then we'll move you into place. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think that works fine. And then the bookshelves we'll place on that wall instead, and some on that wall. Yeah, that works much better for us. Okay, cool. Cool, we'll go ahead and we'll still go and place down the racked pool balls, which are numbered so as to go like that. All right, now let's go for those bookshelves. Do they cover windows? Yes. Is that technically a safety hazard? Probably. Is that going to change any of this? Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. All right, nice. And then we'll go with you. We've got one to place down anyway. All right, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm probably gonna need to get rid of you, though, just for movement around the space. But I like it. I certainly do like it. All right, let's go ahead and actually place some clutter now. Now that we've got everything else. OC Decorator, Household. We'll go with you, and then we'll place some smokes in front of you. But before we do that, I don't want to neglect our other stuff here. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to have you back, Ranger. By chips, do you mean in the American sense or the British sense? I kind of have to always ask that question now. All right. Yeah, we'll place you up here. Go ahead and replace you over here. Nice. Nice. What kind of chips you got? Ooh, ranch cheese chips. All right. Very interesting. Would not have guessed that. Well, I hope you enjoy them. Man, I am more exhausted than I need to be. More exhausted than I need to be. Really not a great reason. I just kind of am. And then over on this section, we'll go for some flowers. Brighten the place up a bit. I do like the flared vase. It's a classic. Ah, I see. Well, I'm right there with you. I'm trying to change that, but for now, I'm right there with you. You know what? We'll go with an urn as well. Family members and all that. Okay, on this wall, let's go with some religious artwork. We don't place enough of this, and I'd like to. Like to place more. Let's go for it. We'll go with you. And over here. Yeah, we'll go with a Redeemer icon. Yeah, we'll go with the square. Wonderful. And then on this wall, of course, we'll put a clock, because we need a clock. I was going to decorations for it. I know it's not there. I know it's in the SOE pack. But I never immediately go to the SOE pack for it. I always think the search engine optimization pack, but it's the search optimization engine pack, really. Because it's not SEO, it's SOE. Okay, very happy with the progress that we've made. Yeah, this just looks really good. Looks really good. All right, we have just about an hour left, and we've got one more floor to complete. That is approximately 1 hour per floor. Although I know that's probably not how we split the time up, but it feels like approximately 1 hour per floor for me. How does redemption work in Christianity? That is a great question. The short answer is very, very simple. Jesus, it's very simple. Jesus says one very important thing about it. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Which is to say, so long as you believe that Christ is the Son of God, is the second person of the Trinity, which is to say, God the Son Himself, and gave His life for your eternal soul, and you live your life as if you believe these things, because you should. If you do those, you have been redeemed, and you will see the face of God after you have passed. There's a more complex answer for how to live out a life in that manner. There's a much more complex answer, but if you're looking for the short answer, there's that. The most quoted verse in the Bible, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life. In a spiritual sense, not in a physical body sense. But okay, I could get into all the weird, and I do say weird because it's difficult to explain. I could get into all the bits about how souls and how bodies work after death and all that kind of stuff. But the short answer is the verse I just gave you, the two verses I just gave you, and the short explanation of those verses. But it is that simple. It is that simple. I know that it can feel a lot more complicated than that at many times, and it certainly does feel more complicated than that for everybody. For lifelong Christians like myself, and for new converts alike, it will always feel more complicated than it really is, but that is because we live complex human lives, and truth is a very simple thing. And truth is a very simple thing that humanity is not really good at accepting. Humanity does not always enjoy accepting truth. But if you're willing to do so, it is that simple. It is that simple. Now, the living a Christ-centered life is where really the work, the rubber meets the road, and the actual work needs to be done. There is no perfect Christian out there. There are only flawed human beings attempting to be as close to perfect as they can be. And what that means is that they are doing their best to live Christ-centered lives. But humanity is flawed, and so you have to you have to live your life knowing you're going to make mistakes, but not expecting that those mistakes will just be okay. You can't just be like, oh well, you know I made this mistake, but I'm still saved, so I'm fine. No, like, you know, obviously that's like okay, say you were a serial killer. Okay, say you were a serial killer and you came to Christ. You had a genuine, actual conversion to Christ while you were in prison. Okay, your prison sentence is up because, you know, some sort of legal technicality. Okay, you don't go back out into the world and start killing again and expect that everything's just going to be okay. Well, you know, I'm saved, so I can just do whatever. No, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. But that's a larger answer. You asked the very simple question of how does redemption work in Christianity. John 3:16 is the simplest answer you need, and really it's all that's requested of you. All that's requested is to accept the truth that he offers and to live your life in that truth. Very simple stuff that a lot of people, myself included, make a lot more complicated than it needs to be. For ourselves, mostly, but also for others at times. All right. And then, because I do want to use just the large pieces. Actually, yeah, this will be a very different setup, won't it? Yeah, okay, if that's the piece, then I mean, well, it comes down to how I'm gonna work with the bedroom and bathroom stuff, doesn't it? That's what it comes down to here. So yeah, those are going to be full block spaces. Okay, if those are going to be full block wide spaces, then we'll go with that. Z50. All right, cool. Now we'll go ahead and put the stairs in, because we've been waiting to place those stairs for a minute. And then that's going to be the bathroom. So the bedroom will be these two. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's put in that ledge now, because the ledges are going to be difficult to place later. Or at least difficult to place well later. I'll grab the two of you. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and place... Well, we're going to place all the walls, but for this section here, it's going to be an interior wall that goes right up to here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's start with the easy bits. And then we'll go with the windows. It's the 212. There we go. And the ones on either end. Let's go for those corners because I don't want to forget them later. And then back to the 212. Yeah. Nice. All right. It's a little different on the first floor, but that's because with the door placement as it was, I don't think it would have looked great to have the 2 and the 1 next to each other. So we just went with two individual windows. All right. Yeah, let's get the interior walls worked, and then we'll go from there. We will go from there. And you know what? Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to place the bed there in between these 2 window sets, we are going to make this a little bit easier for ourselves and go like that. It's going to look strange, I'm sure, from the rest of the structure, but we're just going to work with it. Just going with that one. Okay, we need interior walls, and the bedroom interior is going to be blue. We're going to place you and you, and we'll go ahead and place you there, and then we'll just put green on these guys. And then we'll go ahead and place a green half here. Wonderful. Now we'll need some green wallpaper. So let's go for it. We'll start with the shared wallpapers because there's only a couple we need to work on. And yes, I will go ahead and replay and reset the time here in a moment. We are just going to focus on these bits for the moment. All right, we got those. And then on the interior here, this is the master bathroom. We've got you, and then we've got the half. Now let's go for those windows. And we need one more of the half pieces. I forgot we needed that extra half piece. Alright. We'll go for that, and then we should be good on all the wallpapers, right? We've got the bathroom taken care of. But the hallway, you know, wallpaper trim, yes, but we've got the wallpaper for the hallway done. And just blue walls on the interior there. Okay, cool. Oh, no worries, man. No worries, man. I'm sure the fried fish tastes amazing. Tastes amazing. It's been a while since I've had some pretty good fried fish. You know, the Midwest is not known for great fish, being that it's landlocked. There's a couple places that have got some good fish, but they're a little bit out of the way for me to get to on a regular basis. That sounds delicious to me. I'm just over here drinking protein stuff. All right, let's go with the wallpaper trims. We've got no triples that we need to place. Look at that. We got no triples we need to place. Wild. Wild. Would not have guessed. All right, Minas is also landlocked. That's true. That's true. A varied diet does really do wonders. All right, we'll place the ones in the hallway, and then we'll get the door pieces, and that will be it for all the wallpapers we need to place. Every last one of them. Strange. I know nothing did, but it felt like something flew and landed on my cheek there for a second. It was very, very odd. Okay. Now we'll go for the door bits. We've got 3 door bits to place, and these ones never really cause any major trouble. Exactly. You guys are eating fish and chips. Look at that. It ended up being British cuisine anyway. And we come full circle to our discussion about the British from the start of the stream. There we go. Just making sure we're not going to have any visual glitches for those. Wonderful. Wonderful. Because it will be the easiest to just get out of the way right away. We'll go ahead and build a little thing right here, and then put a painting on the back. Well, maybe put a painting on the back wall. You know, probably not. The difficulty with hanging anything here, the hazard of hanging anything up here, I think we're good. I think we'll just place something over here. Leave that one as it is. Oh, nice to know, Ranger. Nice to know. So you, too, must not be a big fan of tea, correct? As a Bostonian, I'm sure you are not the biggest fan of tea. Unless we're just talking roleplay stuff here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's about centered. But do I want that, or do I want something else here? I think I want to place one of these guys. I really do. Really causing me trouble here, isn't it? Oh, come on. I gotta place that again? Okay. I know I gotta come in here and do the lights anyway, but still. Come on, man. I didn't want to delete that. That was, where is it? One of these guys in shell kit, floors, one of the long pieces. There we go. I don't know if I could answer the question as to why your giggle sounds like Pee Wee Herman. Don't know if I don't know if I'm equipped to answer that question for you. Alright, that works well there. We'll put a painting on this wall. In fact, we'll go back to building his kingdom. Let's see, which painting do I want to use? I could use a smaller Christ the Redeemer icon. It's not uncommon to have duplicate icons. Not uncommon to have duplicate icons in more traditional forms of Christianity. All right, yeah, we'll go with you. Then on the table, we will go ahead and place a mother icon, which would be OC Decorator Personal Effects. Except this time it's the mother is Mother Mary instead of, you know, some weird radiation fog demon thing. It was always a weird inclusion for Fallout. The cosmic horror never really fit the tone of Fallout for me. Alright, we've got you there, and then... Oh, that would be interesting. That could... No, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. Instead... Instead what? What was I about to say? What was I about to say? You know what? Well, I'll put some pictures up here as well. Ooh, what did you remember, Al? What did you remember? Yes. Go ahead and tell me some history. All right, we'll go like that. I like that. It's simple. It works. Works well. How much time? Ooh, boy, 40 minutes. Okay, can we do this in 40 minutes? I hope we can. I'm praying that we can get this done in 40 minutes. Okay. Okay, we should be able to. Shouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Yes, fun facts with Al. All right. Oh, of course, before I do that, I need to go ahead and replace the floor with tile. What am I thinking? Did you know some Americans founded a city in Brazil called Americana after the Civil War in Brazil? Or Civil War in America or Brazil? Brazilian Emperor Pedro II gave land. Okay, okay. I didn't read the rest of the question. Obviously, the American Civil War. That's very strange. That is very strange. Not many countries were very favorable to the Confederates during or after the Civil War. That's a very interesting. That is an interesting piece of history. That is very, very interesting. Well, thanks. Thanks for that little piece of U.S. history. Yeah, I don't know how celebrating your Confederate heritage would work, but that's interesting. What did they? Well, no, I was gonna say something very mean. I was gonna say something very mean that could be construed as racist, but isn't meant to be. That sounds like a very slippery slope. I'll just say that. That sounds like a very slippery slope. To be fair, though, not the only South American country that has welcomed racists. It has been a good place for racists to escape to. All right. Look at that. The tub is actually now not at a dumb angle. Mostly. Wonderful. Yeah, South America has an interesting history with has a very interesting history with certain foreign racist countries. I know South America is not one big thing, but it's still, it's weird. You know, it's the Dr. Doofenshmirtz meme. If I had a nickel for every time that racists escaped to South American countries to avoid being, you know, called out for their war crimes, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot of money, but it's weird that it happened twice. All right, and then over there, right, with the door swinging. No, I'll put it in front of you instead, and plenty of light coming in from that side. All right, good. We're making progress. It's taking time, but we're making progress. You know, that is actually kind of surprising to me. That is kind of surprising. Is that by raw numbers or per capita, or how does that work? How does that work? Because, you know, I imagine, at least when it comes to black communities outside of Africa, I imagine the United States is pretty high up there in terms of population percentage. But again, that really comes down to historical stuff. That is interesting, though. That's very, very interesting. I didn't know about the Japanese aspect. Oh, wow. Yeah, raw numbers. That is crazy. That is crazy. Approximately 13% of the U.S. population is of African descent. So we're talking like 39 million people. Approximately 40 million people, depending on what numbers we're going with. That's insane, man. That's insane. And those numbers are U.S. numbers. That's what I was going with. I'm sure you know that, but I'm just thinking out loud. I said a thing without giving context to the thing. All right. The toilet actually is going to go over here. That way you can bask in the sunlight while you're just unloading a steamer. An absolute steamer. All right, we'll go ahead and put the newspaper rack back here. Makes it simple. The amount of time we have, 30 minutes left, we can't afford to make it complex. All right, we need to put towels, and of course we need one more of these guys. All right. Yeah, history has lots to do with it. The U.S. received about $1 million from slavery. Oh, that's right. Of course. Of course. I forgot that it was abolished in South America later. Of course, that makes so much more sense. Makes so much more sense. Yes. I forgot about the triangle of trade. The Atlantic Triangle of Trade. Right. Oh man, yeah, I completely forgot about how many more were sent to South America. They were in South America earlier and later than they were in North America, and that's tough. That sucks. Damn. That's terrible. And the Japanese people came later to try to substitute. The same as many Europeans, Italians, Germans, Ukrainians, Okay, okay. Okay, I see. I see. In an effort to... Well, okay, yeah. Yeah. I can see where that stuff all came from. Yeah, I don't have enough info to really, give you the motive behind a lot of these decisions. But I know, at least here in the United States, a lot of the immigration through history has been about the opportunity of the immigrant, not as much about, any sort of particular racial thing. Yeah, I couldn't really give you details on other countries though. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll go ahead and lower these a bit. is minus 24, which means you will also be minus 24. And the two of you need to actually be in the wall, not away from the wall. That would be minus 8. And what about you two? I see. Okay. Well, in that case... That's minus 4. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, bathroom is complete. Bathroom is complete. Now, now we've just got the bedroom to finish. Oh boy. Okay, for the roof. Yeah, we'll go with the flat roof. We'll go with the flat roof. We're kind of in the flat roof territory for some of this stuff. We got the flat roof on the post office, on the Big 50, on this house over here, on Fallon's. We've got a couple of sloped roofs, but most of the sloped roof stuff shows up back there towards the south with all the housing. And a couple of other interesting roof designs. All right. All right, yep. We'll do that. To go ahead and get it out of the way, because I know I'm not going to want to do it later. We'll go ahead and put the roof together now for the bathroom at least. Shell kit, roofs, a flat, and then we want this guy because it's clean underneath. We don't want the torn up one. And we'll go like that. We'll come in here, we'll find you. Oh man, big sneeze. Yeah, the immigrants came looking for opportunity, but the motive behind it was... Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so this was like a government-funded eugenics thing going on. That's psychotic. Like that's that's horrendous. All I can really do is kind of I mean, you know, there's not really much of a reaction I can give other than that's terrible. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Sounds like Brazil's got a pretty messed up history. I mean, you know, every country does, but the way you're describing it sounds like Brazil's kind of wild, man. Kind of wild, to put it kindly. All right, let's get that bed in order. We've got 19 and 45 left. Okay. We're going with you, both because it's a blue room and because I like the decor. We always go with the blue bed for decorative reasons. Yeah, it's impossible for a country not to have a weird history. It's human. It's really, you know, human nature. It's just the way the world operates. Not that it should, but that it does. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be one of those set pieces, not not functional pieces with the bed placement here. All right then. If I went like that. No? Oh? No, okay. Still get all stuck. Right then. Well, I'd rather have it than not. So I guess we'll hold on to it. Right? Yeah. Okay, let's change the angle a little bit. That's better. Not perfect, but better. Okay, and then on either side we'll go ahead and we'll place dressers and side tables. On the side tables we'll place lamps. On the dressers we'll place their own individual decorations. We've got 15 minutes. Okay, okay. It's doable. But it's gonna take time. It's gonna take focus more than time. Let's work on that focus aspect. Been jumping all over the place today with all the different stuff we've been doing. Or rather talking about. We've been doing one thing, but we've been, by we I mean me, I've been rather distracted. Alright, there's not enough room for side tables and dressers. That's fine. What that means, though, is that I'm going to go ahead and match them up. Yep, we'll operate with both of them at the same time. All right, on this side. Try and get these evened out. That's about right. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, here is how we'll decorate them. We'll start by placing some lamps. We'll make sure that the lamps match because this is a bedroom set. The lamps should match. And why not go with the blue? We've got lots of blue in here already. We'll go with the blue. We'll go for you. Then for you, make sure you're in the center to the best of our ability. Wonderful. All right, cool. Cool. Then we'll go for... Oh, come on, where is it? There we go. Telephone at the end over here. We'll grab a couple of pictures. We'll go and we'll place a vase. Go for one we haven't placed yet. All right, and then over here, we're going to go with a typewriter that they will move around to different locations when they need to use it. But right now we'll place you there. We'll place a couple books over here. Most recent issue, which I never place enough of these. I should place more of them. All right, 10 minutes. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. Go for an ashtray. Cigarette carton and a lighter. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty good. They might both smoke, but I'm just gonna put the ashtray over here. Okay. Okay, we've got a door to place here. We've got lights to place downstairs. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We're dealing with a lot of stuff. Now we got some lights to place down here. We've also got a couple ashtrays to place down here. We'll just go with the ashtrays, not the whole kit. And then lights. Yes, lights. Okay. Two, 4.5, 1.5, and 1. So we need to move you back by 64 units, and that should be okay. That's as center as we'll be able to get it for our purposes today, at least. All right, we got you, and oh wow, we didn't actually place any lights in here. It's so bright. You'd have thought we did. I certainly did. All right, beautiful. Very good, very nice. All right, we got you, we got you. We've got all that taken care of. We'll go ahead and we'll place... perfect. Actually, perfect placement. 6 minutes down. Or rather, 6 minutes left. T-minus 6 minutes, that's what I meant to say. All right, great. Got that, and then on this wall we'll place the clock. I think that'll be it. Try to center you on the canvas. Ooh, very close. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Great use of space. Very narrow space. I wasn't really sure what we were going to do with it, but it came together. It all came together in the end. Okay. Let's go and get those roof tiles on and lights placed. And then we'll get out of here. Then we will get out of here. Well, we'll get the screenshot, of course, and I got to put the pillars on the outside and all the other things, but we've got time, and going a little over time isn't the same as, you know, going a ton over time like we did yesterday. I'll remove those as I need to. All right, wonderful. Then we'll go ahead and place one out here. Come on. Wonderful. Then we got you. And then we'll go all the way down. Place you. And go ahead and make sure we grab in Homemaker. We need the furniture containers, miscellaneous. And we need you, and we'll turn you around. I see the issue. Okay. Snappy builds, landscaping, retaining wall, sidewalks. We need you. All right, that'll do. It's a very strange setup, but that'll have to do. That'll have to do. Now let's get those pillar bits on the sides. We're definitely over time now, but that's okay. We're not super over time, which was my big concern. Come on. Faneuil Hall. Pillars. Alright, I will try not to get too many screen tearing problems with this guy as we build on this face. And then the final face, I'll have to go ahead and try and stretch it. Okay, cool. And then over here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we've got the parapets, and then we're done. Oh, we are so close to being done. We are moments from finishing this. All right, nice. Now we just need to put in a little bit of greenery on this section here, and we can be finished. Because I did say we'd finish up with the greenery now that all the buildings in this section are done. Now we've just got 2, 4, 7 buildings left to build. 7 more, guys. We're very close. We're very close. Very, very close. We've got just about a week. Maybe a week and a day. Because I don't stream 7 days a week. I stream 6. So about a week and a day. And we're done with this settlement. And then I make the settlement video. I'm already working on the script for that. So hopefully the video is not too terribly long. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Right here, we'll go for... We could go for one of these guys, but I'd rather go for one of the evergreen. Yeah. I definitely prefer the evergreen. Then we'll work on greening up this little section. We got to be careful, of course. The garage door needs to be able to open and things need to be able to be pulled in and out of it. So we can't go too crazy with the greenery. But, or rather the greenage, as we decided. But I can go ahead and place along this section here. There we go. We got you. And I would put more. I just don't know. Yeah, I'd rather not. Just for functionality, I'd rather not go ahead and put more than that. But that's good. That's pretty solid. I'll go ahead and grab a screenshot. Let's go ahead and set up where the screenshot's going to be from. But first, of course, we make our saves now that we're done with the build menu. Okay. Toggle free cam. I think right about there looks pretty good. Maybe pull it back just a smidge so I can get the roof in there on the tall guy. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Before we... Oh, I didn't mean TFC, I meant TM. To 18. Yeah. We'll toggle free cam. Move up and out. Back to our positions. Yeah, nice. Great. That's great. How do you imagine this garage would work? Like, would someone drive their Brahmin to the edge and people would offload letters and packages? That's a very good question. Very good question. Let me go ahead and show you. So, a portion of it, yeah, you know, there's definitely Brahmin involved to some degree. But there is also, just inside of here, if we can open, there we go. And all these packages, we've also got these, these little pallet carts. Looks like there's only one. I thought I placed more. No, I placed more. That's in a different building. That we've got more than one. But we got the pallet carts in here for any of the big packages, anything that needs to be, you know, stored on the shelves. Otherwise, they'll be stored down here temporarily. But yeah, you wheel the pallet, the big pallet cart out. The trader with the Brahmin comes up and over here, over through this little section. They do the exchange. There's some fee that's exchanged, of course, because, you know, this is a transport service. And then everything is brought back in here, loaded up, and garage doors closed. People come on in here, go up to the front desk to receive their packages, and head out. All right, cool. Cool. Well, I think we're done for the day. I do believe we are finished. And I'm gonna turn, because I keep forgetting to, I'm gonna turn off the, jukebox in here. Get this taken care of, because it will drive me crazy forgetting to do this. And then walking back through and be like, oh no, this was on the whole time? That probably shouldn't have been on the whole time. There we go. That's all nice. But yeah, we're very close. Very close. After we've got all the buildings in, really all we'll need to do at that point is to go ahead and make sure that all the NPCs have jobs. All the NPCs will have to have jobs, and then we'll be good. You know, then we'll be all good. Or at least there needs to be an NPC for every job post that we have. There might be some NPCs that don't have jobs. I don't really see that happening with all the job posts that we've placed everywhere. I don't really see that being a problem. But you know, it could happen. It certainly could happen. Like we've got three different restaurant setups here. We've got the Up and Down, we've got Big 50, and then on the other side of town, not the other side of town, just past the town hall, we've got the fourth rail. And inside the fourth rail, I believe there's two oh boy. Lots of lag. Yeah, we've got one down here. Lots of screen tearing. This will be interesting. And the second one up here. Okay. Yeah, filming this is going to be different. I might have to take screenshots for a lot of the sections I would usually film, just because of the amount of screen tearing that we're dealing with. Although, of course, you know, I won't be streaming it. I've had this discussion like 300 times. I won't be streaming it. I won't have a lot of the extra stuff going on when I'm filming. I'm just filming. I'm not distracted or anything else of the sort. So we'll see. We'll see. But it should be good. It should be all good. All right. Let's return the time. I pressed B. Don't know why you didn't register the B, but okay. And that is all for now. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. If you've been watching live and you aren't already, make sure to follow me here on Kick. If you are following me here on Kick and you want to go ahead and check out the rest of this series, because this is I believe this is episode 60, correct? This is episode 60 of the Build series. If you want to check the other 59 episodes or the other 180 or the 177 other hours of content, this would make it 180 hours of content. The 177 hours of other Fallout content, you can do so on my VODs channel on YouTube, youtube.com/@CN_games, or just look up CN Games on YouTube. It's got a picture of essentially a vector graphic version of my face. It's pretty simple. A vector graphic version of my face, and I believe he's wearing headphones. So it's kind of easy to tell, and it says CN Games. So there's that aspect as well. But other than that, if you are watching on the VODs channel, thank you very much for watching. Consider leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing while you're over there if you're not already. We are very close to 200 subscribers on the VODs channel. In such a short amount of time, it took us 6 months to get 100 subscribers, from the beginning of January till about the mid of June, and we are almost at 200 subscribers already, which is crazy, because at 500 subscribers, I unlock memberships, and with memberships, I can provide you guys exclusive content for those of you who are looking for that kind of thing. I don't know what that content's going to be yet, but it will be there, and I will make sure that it's actually quality content, and it's not just going to be, you know, more of the... Okay, this is a bit of a slippery slope. It's not going to be more of the same stuff that I already do, which I do try and make as quality as I can, but it's going to be like... It's going to be a lot of extra back-end work that's put into it. You know, I'm going to really focus on the back end for the... You know what? I'm gonna stop talking about it. There's memberships coming up, and I'm very excited because we're only 303 as of recording this. 303 subscribers away from unlocking memberships, which will be very, very cool. I'm very interested in how that's all gonna work out. I don't know, but if you are watching on the VODs channel, check the description. You'll see the list of all 54, I believe it's 54 mods I'm using for this, 54 settlement mods specifically. Man, I'm really out of it today. Let's see. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, very, very much so out of it, and I'm trying to go ahead and read what's on the chat as well. That's why the chat window is here. Oh geez. There we go. Is there on the overlay, because the monitor I'm looking at is right here, so it looks like I'm actually reading what you're saying. Anyway, you'll find the list of all 53 settlement mods that I'm using on in the description of each and every single one of these VODs. You can go ahead and look them up for yourselves. They all should still be available. I will warn you, these mods, I know all of these mods work before the next gen update, so there might be some of them that are a little mixed around. Maybe their mod creator hasn't touched them for a while. Maybe they're working on a patch. I don't know. But if you downgrade your Fallout version to before the next gen update, which really I call it an upgrade because it's next gen update breaks a lot of things like all Bethesda updates do to their games. But all these mods should work before the April 2024 update. So yeah, go ahead and check those out if you're interested. You'll also find links to my different social media pages, my Twitter if you want manual updates for when I'm going to stream, and my Instagram if you want to see some of my photography. As I talked about a little bit in this stream, I have the training for a professional photographer. I just don't have the time or the I have neither the time nor the portfolio of a professional photographer, but you can see some of the stuff from a trip I took last year. That stuff's on Instagram right now, and I've got other things that need to be uploaded there as well. You will also find links to my other YouTube channels, my main channel, which is just my name, and my third channel, which is going to have content here within the next couple of weeks. As soon as Batman Caped Crusader comes out, I'm going to have lots of things to say about it. I might even do a video before then. I might do a video for Deadpool and Wolverine, depending on my thoughts on that video and whether or not I think I'd be able to contribute anything. At least with the Batman Caped Crusader stuff. I can get very detailed about Batman when I probably don't need to. It's not that hard for me to do. It's in fact something I like doing. But we'll see. We'll see. There's definitely a video coming in August for the third channel, but there might be a video at towards the end of this month with Deadpool and Wolverine if the movie warrants actually being talked about outside of just mentioning it on a stream. Other than that, you will also find links of other ways to support me monetarily if you'd like to do so. There's a Patreon, you can donate to the stream directly, all kinds of things. I'm not going to sit here and beg you to do so because your money is precious and I'm not going to try and pull it out of your hands. I know the economy that we're in, so I'm not going to try and mess with that. But if you're feeling generous, if you're interested in what I'm doing and would like to be able to support me in creating more of that, links are available for all of you involved. Anyway, I've taken up more than enough of your time. I've taken up 21 minutes more than I usually do of your time. So what I'm trying to say is thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a slightly earlier stream. Which is not the same bat time as usual. It will be about an hour earlier, but it will be on the same bat channel. All right, guys, have a good one.